How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here. On Flying Pig United with another cheeky little transfer video update for you. All the latest Man United news of the day. Hope you're having a great day today, guys. Happy Monday to you. Thank you very much for joining us for today's show. Do us a favour at the start of this stream and smash that thumbs up on the video. Or if you're catching up later, give us a cheeky little like and a comment down below. But come on, get in there, my son. Let's be having you. Ronaldo, we knew it was coming anyway, obviously, but just the announcement, obviously, last night. We covered it on the channel, but it'd been announced that it's passed its medical over the course of the weekend, and we've got an update here today, just not too long ago, 10:05 a.m. Obviously, I've only just got up, but Cristiano Ronaldo has completed his medical as new Manchester United player in Portugal. The contract has been signed. Deal until June 2023. Visa process started. His salary could change depending on the many add-ons included in the contract with Manchester United. So there's the latest update in regards to Cristiano Ronaldo, guys. He is going to be a Manchester United player imminently. It's just we're just awaiting official confirmation from the club, basically, that he is a Manchester United player. But, you know, as we've just discussed, it's signed, it's medical done and passed, and he is going to be a Manchester United player come the start of after the international break, I should say. Come on, get in there. G Wolf United, thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Can we get a little happy birthday in there for Gladys, G Wolf's nan, who's 92 today? Let's get some birthday cake emoji in there. Thank you very much for that, G Wolf, and happy birthday to your nan Gladys. Many happy returns. Hello there, Bobby Gomez, Sabs the Vutinator, G Wolf United, Jordan Brennan, Kayam, Aaron Bainbridge, and everybody else, thank you very much for joining us. Do get your thoughts and opinions in throughout the show as we go along. Lots to get into, and of course, we want to hear from you wherever you're watching from in the world. So do get involved in the show. It's fully interactive. We'll be jumping in and out of the comments. So yes, let's just take a look at this very quickly. Give me one moment. I'm just checking something out. What is this then? Wait a second. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the, yes, absolutely. We're going to get onto that in a moment. So thank you very much for that. But that is good stuff. There is a new tweet here from Fabrizio Romano. But let me just talk about the Ronaldo stuff very, very quickly. So Ronaldo has completed his Manchester United medical. He closes, of course, on a return to the club. We announced that we reached an agreement with Juventus to re-sign him on Friday. Personal terms have been agreed on a 2-year contract with the required aspects of the deal to be finalised before the deadline on Tuesday night. But basically, you know, it's more or less done. There's a couple of things such as shirt number. Obviously, we still don't know about that, and registrations and things like that to be done. But it's more or less all complete now. Of course, he has signed. He has completed his medical. The Premier League club will pay around 15 million euros. Plus a further 8 million euros in add-ons for the Portugal captain who underwent a medical in Lisbon over the weekend. He scored 118 goals in 292 games for Manchester United on the first spell. And it's great to have him back, guys. It really is truly great to have him back. So Ronaldo, just to let you know then, completed his medical in Lisbon. It says on Manchester Evening News are reporting that it was on Monday morning. Sky Sports are reporting over the weekend. So we did hear about it first Sunday night, late last night. The Telegraph were reporting that he just passed his medical. MEN reporting that it was Monday morning. United are expected to announce it any moment really. Any moment. Today, potentially in terms of official announcement from the club. Any moment. Of course, United's shirts plan with selling Ronaldo shirts is a big question mark. What number will he get? They obviously want to get that sorted out so they can get his shirt in the store, because I do believe it will be the fastest selling football shirt of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo, number 7 or whatever number it may be actually at Manchester United. I think it will sell out quicker than any other football shirt. But that is expected to be unveiled in the Old Trafford mega store, I should say, on Tuesday, tomorrow. So, you know, printing should be available for tomorrow. So it's just a matter of time until we find out what shirt number Cristiano Ronaldo is actually being given. Okay, let me get onto this then, guys. Let me get onto this. So this is just breaking news a couple of moments ago. I was going to talk about this in a moment anyway, but we might as well talk about it now, seeing as Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted about it as well. So here you go. In regards to Daniel James, there's the latest. In regards to Daniel James, are in advanced talks to sign Yes, Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Daniel James from Manchester United on a permanent deal. Discussions ongoing to complete the agreement. Talks also on personal terms. Come on, my son, get in there. It just keeps getting better and better this transfer window. See you later on, Daniel James, you absolute bloody melter. He's just not good enough for United as he's championship standard. He's probably do all right at Leeds, to be fair. You know, he's a pace monger. He's just going to go down the wings, munging pace, and hopefully, probably fitting more so to Leeds' style than ours. So I think that's probably a good move for everybody involved. But there you go. So we did have some information last night as well that Brighton had entered the fray for Daniel James. Brighton were interested in Daniel James also. So it may not just be Leeds, but it does seem like Leeds are the most advanced at this moment in time, guys. But smash a one in the live chat if you're buzzing that Daniel James will be leaving this club. And it seems a bit negative to say that, doesn't it? He's a young kid. It didn't quite work out for him. I'm not trying to be negative here, but I don't think he's good enough for United, and it just gives us the opportunity to give somebody else the games. There's no reason James should be starting in any Premier League fixtures, really. Maybe as a late headless chicken to come on and run. He's not quite up to the standard. What we can do now is utilise a player like, Amad Diallo in a few weeks' time. He is out for 6 weeks, though, Amad Diallo. Just to give you the update on that, we did discuss it and drop it on the channel yesterday, but confirmation today that deal with Feyenoord is off. We did discuss that. His deal with Feyenoord is off, and he's got a 6-week sideline with an injury. So, hey, look, in a way, though, when he does come back and he's fit, him not being out on a season-long loan means that he can come in and get some more game opportunities, whereas, such as players like Daniel James may have taken. Also, Jesse Lingard might be on the way out. So this is good news, guys. This is good news. G Wolf United says he is still young. G Wolf United says, I hope Brighton goes in for James. Would be a good signing. Yeah, I think he would be a good signing for a club like Brighton. A lower league Premier League sign would make a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy that he's going, to be fair, guys, because he's just not good enough for United. We can pretend that he might be in the future, that he might have the potential, the ability to get there one day. But really, he doesn't give you anything in terms of actually creating anything for the club. He's literally crap. Sorry to say. I mean, sorry to say, but he's literally crap. So get him out of the club, guys, and then see you later on. Get him to a lower Premier League side. Leeds, a team that is challenging to stay up in the Premier League, really is the standard that I see Daniel James playing at for the next couple of seasons. He's got a lot to do in terms of improving his abilities on the ball and reading the game and being able to create. It's definitely a positive to get him out of the club. I'm very happy that he's going because it means that we're clearing a space and we're generating cash in order to maybe go and sign a midfielder. So this is the good thing about us doing some late business in this transfer window with players out. It's not just about, getting rid of players who are no good. It's also about us generating cash to be able to sign new players. So this is good signs for Manchester United, guys, to see these players going out. I mean, maybe they're just getting the business done because these players are not going to feature, and so it makes sense for everybody all around. But still, the likeliness of Manchester United signing another player before the end of the window is only increased with us generating a little bit of cash. And as we've discussed here, Fabrizio Romano has said that it is not a deal that is, at the moment, a loan-to-buy option or anything like that. It does seem like it is a permanent deal. As we said, Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Daniel James on a permanent deal. Discussions ongoing to complete the agreement. Talks also on personal terms. So lots of good stuff in regards to Daniel James there going to Leeds on a permanent deal, guys. I hope that happens. Wiggy says, I'd much rather we sold him to a different club and not a rival. I mean, Leeds are a historical rival and obviously a geographical rival and huge rivals. They're our biggest rivals in a way. We fucking hate Leeds. But they're not necessarily our rivals in the league there. Daniel James, if they want to come and sign him from us and want to give us 20 million quid for him, we'd kind of be foolish to turn it down, really, because, as I say, we can invest that money in this window in another midfielder if that is the plan from the recruitment team and Ollie and the Glazer shithouses. If that is the case, then this is going to help us do that. So that's why I'm not bothered about seeing him going to Leeds. Lingard next, says Last Avenger. Absolutely, man. Yes, Lingard, Jesse Lingard. There's still some interest from West Ham and maybe a couple of other clubs as well. I think that deal can be done before the end of the window as well. Those are the two realistic deals, aren't they? We discussed this yesterday in last night's video. Daniel James and also Jesse Lingard are the two most likely to go out. So I agree with that as well, G. If he says less pressure for him to be, compared to being a Manchester United player. you need to up the stakes. It's a very good point. Yeah, there will be not as much pressure on him at Brighton there. Maybe be able to play a little bit freer. Sorry, not Brighton, Leeds or wherever he ends up going. Brighton were supposedly interested, but it looks like Leeds. There was a point actually a couple of years ago before he signed for Manchester United when Daniel James was imminently joining Leeds, and he got as far as literally travelling to Leeds. But I can't quite remember what happened now, but the deal broke down. So there's been interest from Bielsa and Leeds for a while in Daniel James. Yeah, then Phil Jones says Nathan Phelps. Well, we heard yesterday that there's an outside chance Newcastle United might be interested in Phil Jones at some point. But nobody wants Phil Jones, mate, because he's on so much money and he's literally rubbish. I'm sorry, but I'd be surprised if you see him playing on the bloody Dog and Duck team. I don't know. I think they'd choose Edith at centre back instead. You know, the barmaid. I don't know. He's fucking gastastic, isn't he, Phil Jones? He's okay. You know, he's okay. He's had his moments in his career, but injuries have probably hampered him the most. He seems like he's the most injury-prone melt going, really. Constantly in and out of the side. Constantly just sidelined. Doesn't play in the first team. And just as well, really. Because when he is fit to play in the first team, he ain't bloody good enough, guys. He makes errors galore. Yeah, it would be a good move to get him out of the club. Will Perplex says, are they signing one more midfielder? Well, Will Perplex, in my humble opinion, I'd say there's about a 60% chance that United do business this window. It does depend on other players going out. We have invested a lot this window in Varane, Cristiano Ronaldo, and of course Mr. Sancho right at the start of the window. Lots of money, not as much as shit in Arsenal though, but still lots of money, and on wages too. You know, that's a factor also. So we do have to realistically generate a bit of cash to be able to buy somebody else in this window, I think. I mean, we shouldn't have to, because United, in the situation we're in with the support we have and having to close the gap with the likes of Shitty, should be spending that money anyway and just signing another midfielder for 40 mil now. But I understand they're on the back of a COVID year. It's looking lots of money has been lost over the last 24 months at the club, and they still invested quite heavily this summer. They had to give the fan base something because we fucking hate them. And they couldn't let Ronaldo go to City, etc. So they had to. But they're still going to need, I think, a little bit of a few players sold to generate some cash to get them in order to get these guys out, I think. Precisely, Gaz G. This is the thing. Glazonomics as well. He says Ronaldo costs nothing. He generates his own money. Absolute Glazonomics at its very, very best, sir. Yeah. So true. I mean, it's a business move for them. They've had a boost in revenue massively already. They've had stock prices go up through the roof. I think their valuation the next morning after announcing that Ronaldo was signed for United had risen $300 million overnight. So that's the sort of effect the guy can have on your business. And plus, as I've said, shirt sales, you know, I mean, I've had one or two messages about people calling me dickhead saying, oh, you fucking, you know, whatever about me suggesting that I would purchase a Ronaldo shirt. But hey, so many people would, because it's fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a hero to a lot of people. And also, it's a signing that shows ambition, and maybe you can get behind this sort of signing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the Glazers are doing a great job overall at the club, but this is just it's an ambitious sign. It's an ambitious move. We've literally signed the most famous footballer in the world. How can you not be happy with this signing if you're a Manchester United fan in any way, really? I don't care about the money involved. I don't care about, the Glazers doing it for whatever reason, that reason. I'm just buzzing my tits off that Ronaldo is signing and going to be a Manchester United player, and we get to see CR7 rip up the Premier League again this season. So yeah, that's the key. Hey, thank you very much, Rushmana. We have some news on. Let's have a look, mate. Thank you very much, Rushmana, for getting in here. Oh, wow, okay, very interesting. Wow, okay, we've got some more information here, guys. Oh, okay. Right. Thank you very much for that, dude. I'll get onto that in just a moment. Absolutely brilliant. We've got a super chat here from G-Wolf United again. Sorry, am I looking at the wrong screen? Hang on. I think I'm looking at the wrong screen, G-Wolf. Sorry, mate. But yes, once again, let's get some happy birthdays in there for Gladys. Griffo Chaz says, no shirt from me until I see this window. Another 15 years. Well, that's fair enough. That's a fair stance on it, Griffo, yeah. And I respect that, to be fair, because, let's be honest now, signing Ronaldo at 36 is not actually solving the problem that we have at United in the midfield, is it? It's just a commercial signing and want to appease the fan base. So it's a good point. But I mean, I think that now, you've heard what the Glazers have said a couple of months ago after this whole debacle with the fan forum and all that business where they're committed, yada, yada, yada. They're just saying all this bullshit. We know the truth. They're parasitical businessmen, right? But the fact is, if they, whether they want to or not, whether they are forced into managing this club properly and actually investing into this club properly, that's definitely the situation as it is. They're basically forced into doing this. But I can get behind it because Ronaldo is a great signing. Varane is a truly wonderful signing. And Sancho is a good signing of intent as well. So it has been a window of intent by the Glazers. I can't say anything other than that they've done a brilliant job this window signing players and actually getting players in. There's plenty of clubs out there, who don't get the business done. So at least this window, we have signed really big players. Varane is literally the best centre-back we probably could have signed. And Ronaldo coming in is just absolutely insane. So they've done the minimum of what they've had to do to maybe get me to buy a CR7 shirt. I wouldn't have bought a Sancho one or a Varane one even, really. It's just the fact that I fucking love Ronaldo, to be honest with you. And when I say buy a shirt, that doesn't mean that it's definitely coming from the official sources. You know what I'm saying, guys? That's what that means. In fact, that's probably the best way to do it. If you're going to get a CR7 shirt, just get a Mickey Mouse one, mate. Anthony, hello there, Anthony. He says, awful performance yesterday. Yeah, it was truly absolutely gastastic, wasn't it, mate? That's the way to do it. Mickey Mouse it up. You know what I'm saying, guys? Anyway, Anthony, it was awful against Wolves. We got pretty lucky in the end to get the win. Very lucky. David saved us, didn't he? Absolutely smashed it in goal. And Varane looked very, very solid coming in there. Of course, Mason Greenwood, the Goatwood, stole it for us with that nice tasty little finish. So I must admit that it was a lucky game from us to get the win, but who cares? Really, we got the win. We got the win. Sign of a good team. Sign of a good team. Let me just put this in there, guys. We've got some information here from Mr. Matty Rushmano. Let me just update this. So there you go, guys. Daniel James' situation is in advanced talks with Manchester United and Leeds on a permanent deal. So we could see Daniel James sold to generate some in the region of 20 million, maybe. So that is pretty awesome, guys. That is pretty good news. That is pretty good news. Okay, now we do have an update as well in regards to some of the other players. So let me just get this up on screen as well. Okay, so as you can see here, we have I'll just make that a little bit larger. Some information from Rob Dawson from ESPN says, been interested in Dean Henderson ahead of the deadline, but he's due back in full training tomorrow and preferences to fight for his place at United. Dalot staying as things stand. Number of inquiries about Lingard, but nothing concrete on the table. Solskjaer wants to keep him. Dan James has started 2 of United's first 3 games, but the situation has changed since Ronaldo's arrival. Been a Leeds target from before he moved to Old Trafford. Solskjaer very reluctant to let him go, but he may be out of his hands. So I don't know if that's true. Solskjaer reluctant to let him go. Why would Solskjaer be reluctant to let him go? What? Fair enough. I mean, I suppose he's a young player with a bit of potential and he can be used as an option. As we've said, Solskjaer has played him a couple of times there already. So fair enough. But yeah, it's a good move, I think, for us to get rid of Daniel James and generate the cash as well as Jesse Lingard. There's interest in Dean Henderson apparently ahead of the deadline, but he is due back in full training. So that's quite big news. Maybe Dean Henderson could be out this season. I could see a loan option to buy maybe, or even just a season-long loan for Dean Henderson. It seems David started the season very well for us in goal, David De Gea. And I don't see Dean Henderson really dislodging De Gea from the number 1 spot this season. Dean would just be playing the Sergio Romero role, basically. Maybe playing in the cup games, maybe playing in some of the lesser games in the Champions League, such as against young boys or, cup games and that kind of thing. I don't think he's really going to come in and dislodge Dave from the number 1 spot. So if I'm Dean Henderson, I'm looking at moving away this season, even if it's just on a loan, to get a little bit of game time and or maybe a permanent move, because let's face it, Big Dave is absolutely boss and he ain't going nowhere for a couple of years. So it does seem strange to have 2 quality number 1s. Yes, Sportsfur, we've got a bit of an early stream on the go now. Start a bidding war for Daniel James, says Kayam. Well, this is the dream, isn't it? We want Brighton, we want Leeds to come in and have a cheeky little bid and hike the price up of Daniel James considerably from 20 million to 22 million. We're out. Dan James' ceiling is very low, says Monkey D. Luffy. This is what I think as well. I mean, he's got the ability to go on and be a good standard player, but he's not got the ability. You can see that with just his intelligence of play and his creative ability, that he's not really got that sort of natural flair for making things happen on a football pitch. He is a good athlete. He is a good runner. He can make stuff happen with his sheer pace. Absolutely. We've seen it before. When he first signed for Man United, when he first signed, he was actually United's best player for the first couple of months of the season. I've said that many times. That is true. So he did show some good stuff then. But since then, unfortunately, it's just been steady garbage, really. And I think Solskjaer lost faith in him myself. I know this tweet here from Dan James says that Solskjaer's reluctant to let him go. But I don't think that would be the case. I mean, if you look at how Solskjaer ripped him off the pitch yesterday, he had the opportunity to take him off at half-time. He probably should have. But he clearly said to Daniel James at half-time, look, go out there and fucking do what I'm telling you to do now, because you've not been doing it at all in the first fucking half, mate. You know, and then literally 5 minutes into the second half, Solskjaer has taken him off out of sheer frustration, I think, because Daniel James is just still headless chickening it up. So he took him off, and I think when you see that sort of thing happen, I think, yeah, he's just lost a bit of faith in him there. I don't think Daniel James will be starting in any Premier League games anytime soon for us, even if he stayed. But he is going. It looks like he's going, and thankfully so, because that'll generate a bit of cash, and he's useless. We should get Declan Rice as Will Purpose. I mean, I would be interested in Declan Rice, but they just want too much money for him. It doesn't represent good value for money for United to go and get him. We do have Lingard, who they supposedly would have interest in, though. And if you could offer someone in a region, I don't know, 40 million quid plus Jesse, and they accepted that, then fine. But I'd be happy with the Declan Rice signing. But any more than that, and it's an absolute rip-off, to be honest with you. They value him. I saw some sources to say that the Ginger Goblin Moisey wants 90 million quid for Declan Rice. I mean, that's just bloody ridiculous. I wouldn't give you that for all the rice in China, mate. It's fucking ridiculous, mate. What a crazy amount of money. Stark International says Callum Hudson-Odoi to Dortmund on loan and Jules Koundé to Chelsea. Get in there, Stark International lad. Griffo Chaz says 18 goals against for £15 million with an extremely high win percentage of work rate when others didn't show anything. If you think he's been a bad player for United, then thinking, who's that, sorry? Who are you talking about? Cristiano Ronaldo, Donny van der Beek should play every game, says Cristiano Ronaldo. Ooh, Donny van der Beek situation. So saw something out from Fabrizio Romano to say that the Ronaldo situation the Van der Beek situation, they're not ruling out him going anywhere. But hey, look, that remains to be seen also. I personally don't think he'll go anywhere. I think he'll stay, and maybe Solskjaer will give him assurances this season. It makes sense, because otherwise, why the hell is he still here now? If Donny's not going to play, surely he would have kicked up a fuss and said, what the fuck are you doing? Get me out. So, yeah, it's very, very strange. We also have an update here now, guys. 7 minutes ago, check this out. From Fabrizio Romano as well. A few minutes ago. Did I get this one up on the screen? I'm not too sure, but let's just give you the update here. So, as you can see, lads and lasses, Fabi giving us a cheeky little update short while ago. It simply says, Diogo Dalot will 100% stay at Manchester United. Never been in doubt since Saturday's decision. And same for Amad Diallo after his injury. Both will stay at the club this summer. Talks ongoing for Daniel James to Leeds United on a permanent deal. So yeah, there you go, guys. Bit of transfer news for you breaking today. Diogo Dalot seems to be staying at United. We discussed this yesterday anyway, the need for us to keep him now that we're not signing Kieran Trippier. It seems like we are limited to the player that we can sign this summer. We've got one position really that we need to strengthen more than any other. That is the CDM position in United's team. And so if we are to do that, we need to keep hold of Diogo Dalot, because all that's going to do now, having sent Williams out on loan as well, is make us weak at right back. And if Aaron Wan-Bissaka did get injured or anything, we'd be absolutely stitched up. So it makes so much sense to keep hold of Diogo Dalot at this moment. Plus, he's only 20. He's still a good player and could still be really good in the future. And we'll get good, valuable game time backing up Aaron Wan-Bissaka and playing in different various fixtures, etc. So very happy with that news, in all honesty. Plus, it increases our likelihood that we are to sign a central midfielder. If Kieran Trippier did randomly come in, then that's a bit more money used up. It's a bit more resources used up, and we're probably not going to sign a midfielder. So if we get Dalot, deputising for Wan-Bissaka, and if a midfielder does become available that we can, or we generate the cash in this window to be able to go and buy a midfielder, then that's what we need to do, isn't it? Yes, you're right, Stark International. Man United need to buy a midfielder. Let me give you the update on the latest situation with Ruben Neves and Camavinga and Saul and Bissouma. There isn't anything at the moment really too much to say, really. We know that the strongest link at this moment in time would perhaps be Bissouma, just because it's a price thing. Maybe he would be a little bit cheaper than some of the other guys. Camavinga is obviously the link there, but there's lots of interest there. It's very complicated because there's so many different clubs. As soon as one club goes in for Camavinga, I think there's going to be so many different clubs going in regards to Bissouma, depends if there's any sort of Daniel James deal as well. That could affect things a little bit. Daniel James going to Leeds, or if Brighton do indeed have this interest and offer in for Daniel James also, maybe that could, start a conversation there. Also, Ruben Neves yesterday against us was very, very committed and a bit of a dirty bastard. And was moaning after the game, etc. And no, obviously things can change. He's a Wolves player at the time. I respect that 100%. But it doesn't look like Manchester United are going for Ruben Neves. I said if there was any wheels in motion whatsoever in regards to Ruben Neves, he wouldn't have been playing against Manchester United yesterday. So there's really nothing there. I mean, things can change very quickly on transfer deadline day. Tomorrow is transfer deadline day. So there could be some crazy deals that happen all very, very quickly. So I wouldn't rule it out. But in terms of Camavinga, in terms of Neves, we haven't got any more information today to say that Manchester United have made any moves in regards to those players right now, guys. So it's a bit of a shame, but I'm hoping that Manchester United do try and get somebody in that position. Bissouma would be fantastic. If not Bissouma, I would love to see, Ruben Neves would be the ideal candidate, being like an experienced Premier League player, having that Portuguese vibe as well. Be absolutely sensational. Laban Kijan says Camavinga and Fred swap. Problem with Fred is, this is the problem with Fred. He's a Man United player. He's a Brazil international. What that means is, he's got a decent reputation. He's on a decent amount of money. And I don't think Stade Rennes are the sort of team that could really stump up the cash for him and convince Fred to go. I don't see Fred signing for Stade Rennes, but I see what you're saying, though. There are options, swap deals available, though, there, to be fair, Laban Kijan. You could swap somebody for somebody. We could swap Tony Martial for Ruben Neves, or, I'm not saying that's realistic, but there's lots of swap deals that could be done. There's teams that would be interested in our players, and there's definitely players that we're interested in from other teams. You could include Jesse Lingard in a Declan Rice swap. You could include Daniel James in a Bissouma swap. You could do something like that, something to make it a little bit more easy to obtain these players without spending huge amounts of money. Oh, thank you, G. Will says, Pig, my nan said you're a handsome SOP, and if she was 50 years younger, your missus would be in trouble. She wants a bit of the Piggy Lloyds with her false teeth. Oh, who does she think I am? Wayne Rooney? Hey, thank you, Nana G. Wolf. I appreciate you. Many happy returns as well. Klaus says, looking like James will be gone, which is good. Hopefully we can get like 20 million and use it to fund a centre-back. Big styly, mate. Big styly. By the way, guys, do us a favour if you're just joining us. Yes, definitely. We could definitely put that money towards it. By the way, if you just joined us, 274 of you legends in here. You what? Do us a massive favour and smash that like button. Let's see if we can blitz 100 likes on the stream. Where are you? Let's be having you. Yeah, leave a cheeky little like on it. Also, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button if it's your first time. You can chat after 1 minute of being subscribed to this channel. So if you're new around here, want to get involved in the chat with your say, just hit the sub and in a minute's time you'll be able to speak. Fergie's son, hello to you, pal. He says, that wasn't up to Ollie. It's a Glazer commercial signing. Stock's up £240 million. CR7 will get Ollie sacked. You watch. They won't see eye to eye. Glazers will choose Ronnie over Ollie. Those are some bold claims there, in all honesty there, Fergie's son. I don't know. You know what I think Ronaldo is going to do here? I think he's going to be super respectful. And I think he is going to cement Ollie's position in the team as an authoritarian and as the daddy, if you know what I mean. I think Ronaldo's not coming in here to ruffle any feathers, mate. He's going to call him boss, and he's going to respect him just like he did to Alex Ferguson. I honestly think that. You might think, they might butt heads, and Ronaldo's, not that much younger than Solskjaer, really. I mean, their careers overlapped. So, but in my opinion, Ronaldo's actually going to firm up Solskjaer's position in the dressing room. I think because you'll see all the players around him will see the best player in the world, not being subservient or anything like that, but, respecting and working well and listening to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That will just give everybody else that same mentality as well, that, wow, Solskjaer's the fucking GOAT. You know what I mean? So, actually, I think that could have the opposite effect. I personally think that Ronaldo coming in, they're friends end of the day. He's not coming in to ruffle his feathers. He's going to help out Solskjaer, I think. He's going to help out Solskjaer. One thing I do agree with your comment, though, Fergie's son. You said CR7 would get sacked. I don't think it's because I think what it does is add more pressure on the situation, though, because we've got the best player in the world and he's had all these players that he signed. We have to sign them We have to perform. We've signed him because now we have to perform. So it is a lot of expectation and pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's shoulders. And we haven't even got this midfielder in yet. So all we've done is add another attacking player where we already had great attacking players and make the pressure that much more intense because now we have Cristiano Ronaldo. And yet the problem in midfield is still there at this moment in time. So unless that's addressed as well, the pressure really is on and it actually makes Solskjaer's situation maybe a bit harder. I mean, Ronaldo's a leader, so I think he'll get you more wins and more goals and more positive results, him just being in the team. I truly do believe that. But he's not enough on his own. He needs to have a solid base behind him. We need a midfielder that's capable of actually getting the bloody ball to him. You saw that game yesterday and against Southampton. We were so lacking in any sort of creativity from deep. Cristiano Ronaldo says, just sign Zidane and see the magic of CR7. I think we're going to see the magic of CR7 anyway, sir. Do not forget, this club is the club that freaking created Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, we got him from Sporting, but come on, we developed him from the ages of, 18 or 17 to 24, 25, 24, and he's already been at this club. He already knows what this club's about. Zidane's washed up, says happy days. I don't want Zidane at the football club, mate. He might have been the ideal manager to take over at Real Madrid, having been a player there. And he's clearly a good coach because he won many things with them, multiple Champions Leagues in a row. You don't do that if you're not a good coach. So he is a good coach, but I think he's more of a right fit for Real Madrid than he is the right fit necessarily for Manchester United. It's a different thing. It's a different culture. It's a different club. He knows Real Madrid. He understands Real Madrid. That's probably the same reason why Solskjaer's such a good candidate for United, because he gets it. He gets the club. He gets the ethos, the mentality, how we're meant to play, etc. My voice is like your maths teacher, is it? Sounds like a legend. Hey there, how are you doing? He says, I think Basuma would also be incredible. He reminds me of Gay, who has been a vital player for PSG. Yeah, Idrissa Gueye. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think he would be a fantastic player because he's a destructive defensive midfielder who can, win the ball back for you. But he's also got a good range of passing on him and he doesn't do anything stupid, in my opinion. He's just a solid, all-round, good midfielder. I think he'd be perfect for us. And he's just athletic and really destructive and he can win the ball back, got his, I think it was second in ball recoveries last year for midfielders last year and stuff like that. He's definitely a quality player. Who would improve our midfield. And you look at Fred, he's just not up to the standard, mate. I mean, look at the amount of times he gave the ball away and nearly offered Wolves an opportunity to score yesterday. It was 2 or 3 different times. You can't be doing that 1 time's too much in a game, to be fair. Because what's the point of your whole team working their socks off for 90 minutes just for one Meltoid to come and make a bloody stupid pass and an error and give it to the opposition and then give the game away? Pisses me off, that sort of stuff, guys. That's what we need to expect, at a high standard. And if you're not reaching that high standard, then do one. Bang Bang 100 Francis says Ronaldo's from a score over 30 goals and we're going to win the league and possibly the Champions League with mentality will totally change when he comes into a restaurant. Get in there, Bang Bang. Okay, guys, smash a 69 in the live chat if you think that we are going to win the league this year with Ronaldo coming in. I want to know your thoughts and opinions. I still think we are a CDM away from it, though. Diogo Santos comments, we should have offloaded players, to be honest. Between Fred, James and Lingard, we should have enough for a good DM, says Diogo Santos. Absolutely spot on, mate. Yeah. Getting rid of players, well, I don't know about Fred, as you said there, but, who's going to buy Fred? But certainly we could offload Daniel James. We could offload Jesse Lingard. Hey, or hell, maybe even Phil Jones. There are players that we could sell and maybe pay a certain percentage of their wages as well. I know nobody wants to do that. We don't want to pay Phil Jones, 50% of his wages to go and play for Newcastle United. But what's the alternative? He stays here and we pay 100% of his fucking wages to be a gurner on the bench, or not even on the bench. So I do think that, there's players we can sell to generate cash. There really is. Dean Henderson, we talked about Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson would make a heck of a lot of sense, really, guys, to get him off of our books. If there was a good offer by a club for Dean Henderson, he's on £160,000 a week. That does not represent good value for Man United as a backup player, a backup goalkeeper nonetheless. 160k a week, are we mad? Are we mad? We're paying £500,000 a week to a couple of goalies. It's fucking mad. So, really, he should be sold, even though he's a good goalie, and even though he could be the future and take over after De Gea, and now he gives him competition. And maybe that's why you've seen Dave improve recently, because Dean's there. But he's definitely surplus, isn't he? He's definitely a luxury player to have in there you don't really need. And if there was interest from another club, hell, you could generate, decent a bit of cash by selling Dean Henderson. And get the money in, off the books as well. And how about Tony Martial, guys? We've gone on about this many a time. Tony Martial doesn't really have a place at the club now. Maybe while Rashford's out injured for the time being. You saw Martial playing a wide position against of course, against Wolves. So he might be utilised there for a while, but after Rashford comes back, there's not really going to be many opportunities for Tony Marshall in the club. So he should be looking at being sold as well soon if there was a way to get him out. No disrespect. I mean, he's a good player, but, not quite up to standard. I Don't Care Media says we've got 108 likes. Get in. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you just join and leave a cheeky little free like on it, it'd be much appreciated. Wiggy with a £10 super chat, mate. Thank you very much, Wiggy, for the super chat, lad. You're an absolute bloody don. Thank you very much. He says, just a little piggy appreciation super chat. Oink, oink. Guys, let's get some serious big styly love hearts in the live chat for Mr. Wiggy. That's very nice of you, man. Thank you very much for the £10 super chat. So get in there. Let's get some oink oinks in there, lads. Cheers, Wiggy. You're a star, man. Thank you very much. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. You're spot on, Sports Fervor. That's right. And that's what football is, guys. Football is an opinions game. Everybody's got different opinions. And do you know what? There's more than one way to skin a cat as well. Like, you don't have to pull the fur off by the tail. I don't know why I'm saying that, but you know what I mean? There's more than there's more than one way to skin a cat, guys. Like, you can achieve the same results playing in a multitude of different ways with a multitude of different players and still be successful or unsuccessful. Football's a crazy old game. It really is. It's football, bloody hell. Lynette Giggs, hey, how you doing there, Lynette Giggs? And Hasib's in here as well. Great to see you guys. Simon Cowie, what's good with you, mate? He says, we would be crazy to sell Henderson. We have the best two keepers in the league, Pig. And Martial is going to be used for us to sign Haaland next summer with negotiations to start in January. Wow. They call him Mystic Simon Cowie because he predicts these things. Fair enough. Well, there's some bold claims from the air, Simon Cowie. Why would we be stupid to sell Henderson, though? We have got two great... You just said we've got the two best keepers in the league. Well, why? Why do we need the two best keepers in the league? I'm at a loss there. I don't know why we do need the two best keepers in the league because only one of them can bastard play. So... it makes no sense. And from an individual player point of view, why would they want to stay if they're not going to get regular game time? It makes no sense. Imagine having in the 90s, David Seaman and Peter Schmeichel at the same club. Because that's basically what you just said. I mean, it's not quite like that because Dean Hendo's profile, and he's really, let's be honest now, he's not one of the two best keepers in the league, but he is a good keeper. But it'd kind of be a complete waste. Why would you do that? It wouldn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. What you need to do is utilise that place in the side, the money that he's taken up, 160k a week, generate the cash that, would be generated by selling him from another team that would be interested in Dean Henderson. Because as you said, he's a top goalkeeper. He's a very good goalkeeper. It's just that we don't need two top goalkeepers, in my opinion. And we've just signed Heaton in, remember that? But hey, everybody has got their own different opinions. I respect that. But, and he does give competition for those places, which is good. And that's probably what's keeping David De Gea so focused right now and actually bang on it, because he knows that if he does make a mess up or, go out of form, then Dean Henderson's right there to come in and slot in. So I get that. Fair enough, though, Simon. Yeah, if De Gea gets injured, I mean, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it does happen. I mean, I would say that the goalkeeper's position, it's they don't get often that they don't get injured that often, do they? But it does happen. I mean, De Gea's, I suppose he's been injured throughout his United. I can't really ever remember him being injured, but I guess there was a time where he has been injured. Hey, thank you, Roshmano. He says subscribe to the channel. Yes, please. If you are new around here, hit the subscribe button, everybody. 326 you legends in here. Almost at 150 likes as well. Thanks to you all who've left the like. And get involved. There's a little bell icon you can click to be notified when we post and go live. We give you all the latest Man United updates on this channel in a no bullshit way. But yes, I've just got a few more things to get into, and then I'll get back into the comments section here, lads and lasses. So just give me a moment. But there is still time for a new player for Man United to, for a new player to come into Manchester United, guys. That's what we want to say here, really. It's definitely possible we could sign a midfielder if we generate cash by selling other players. Whether or not we would sign another midfielder if we do not sell players is a big question mark, but definitely we're in a situation where if we can sell a couple of players, we will go and invest in another midfielder. There's not a really expensive midfielder like Declan Rice or, Wilfred Ndidi or somebody like that. It's going to cost 90 million, but somebody, 30 or 40 million pounds, Bissouma, somebody like that, or a Camavinga or a Ruben Neves, one of the cheaper options, and there may be some deal to be done with a player going in the opposite direction. So I'm still holding out hope, guys. I'm going to say there's a 60% chance that Manchester United do actually sign a player before the end of the window, especially if Daniel James and Jesse Lingard are sold. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what we've discussed in this video very quickly, guys, and then I'm going to get back into the comments section. But of course, reports all far and wide that Ronaldo completed his medical, of course, ahead of a move to Manchester United. We knew that anyway. We reported it last night, but various different sources reporting slightly different things. Sky Sports reported it was completed over the weekend, and MEN reported it was completed this morning. But either way, his medical is done. Get in there, my son. And also the contract signed, etc. If we look at the tweet here, the update from Fabrizio Romano from this morning, he says Cristiano Ronaldo has completed his medical as new Manchester United player in Portugal. The contract has been signed, deal until June 2023, and the visa process has started. So you know how, like with the Rafael Varane deal, it took a long time. We had to get visas. You also had to. There's a quarantine period. So it's looking likely, though. We heard from Solskjaer after the game yesterday that he's probably going to be in a few days before the Newcastle game, which would be brilliant. Obviously, he's off with Portugal now. He's going to go and break the all-time goal-scoring record for an international footballer for any team during this international break, probably. And then he's going to come back a Manchester United player. Deal until June 2023. So his salary, this is an interesting point at the bottom there, his salary could change depending on the many add-ons included in the contract with Manchester United. So it sounds like it's a very complex contract and a very complex situation with bonuses and add-ons and various things like that. It was to be expected with a deal like Cristiano Ronaldo. But there's some reports to say that he went as low as £380,000 a week to re-sign for Manchester United. Other reports I've seen say £480,000 a week, somewhere in that region. I would imagine it's closer to the high end of that, if not, £500,000 a week. But it's worth it, like I say, because he adds so much in terms of value on and off the pitch. Hey, it's that Arsenal maniac in here again. He says, one of the funniest jokes of the season is Man United fans thinking they're title challengers. You've got an OAP forced out of Juve and a B-Take Jermaine Pennant for 10 times this value. Good going, Man United. Do you know what's funny? You're an Arsenal fan, mate. I mean, you are an Arsenal fan. You come in here every day talking shit about United. Mate, your fucking team's in 20th place, you absolute bottle merchant. What are you on about? I just don't understand where this logic comes from. You're fucking literally a meme club right now, pal. How the fuck do you even have the bollocks to come in here and give shit to Man United right now, who are signing Ronaldo, Varane, and you're fucking signing Ben White for 50 million quid off of Brighton and sitting in 20th place? Do one, pal. Anyway. Well, it was necessary. It was necessary. This is what happened, you know. You're talking rubbish. You're in no position to talk rubbish, sir, as an Arsenal fan, mate. Arsenal are a joke. It's true, Arsenal are a joke. I don't know if you wake up and smell the fucking Shartetta. You know, wake up and smell the Shart. Because Mikel Shartetta's still there taking you down the garden path, mate. And you're going to get fucking relegated if you're not careful. And you're in here telling us United can't win the fucking league. Come on. Anyway, so Ronaldo completed his medical and has signed and all that business. We got also information, Jesse Lingard may be one of the players to lead this summer, of course. Also, Cavani, this is another update I wanted to tell you about, guys. Cavani to miss Uruguay's September internationals. So this is very good for us anyway, because we were worried about Cavani going to Uruguay or, meeting up with the international team and then not being able to play for United because of quarantine issues. So Uruguay is actually on the red list of travel at the moment with the UK government. So if anybody goes to Uruguay, they have to quarantine for 10 days before coming back into, once they've got back into the country. So that would mean that Cavani would not be allowed to play for 10 days every single time that he leaves the country to go and play for Uruguay, which would just be unacceptable, wouldn't it? He would miss half the bloody season if that's the case. So, but this has been confirmed by ManchesterUnited.com today. So on the official website, United forward Henderson Cavani is set to remain in England during the international break. They gave us an update at midday today. After his call-up for the Uruguay squad was withdrawn, the 34-year-old was scheduled to join up with Oscar Tabarez' side ahead of upcoming World Cup qualifiers against Peru, Bolivia and Ecuador. So what it is, basically Uruguay is one of the several South American countries currently on the UK government's COVID-19 red list, meaning travelling players would have to quarantine for 10 days. On Tuesday, Premier League clubs unanimously decided not to release players for international matches played in red list countries in September, a decision thought to affect almost 60 players into the division. The Uruguayan Football Association now seems to have taken this statement into account, cancelling Cavani's inclusion in the squad. he was the only England-based player selected by Tabarez. So that's the update with Edinson Cavani. That's really good. Get in there, my son, because now we've got Edinson Cavani for the month of September here in England, and he doesn't have to bloody quarantine for 10 days. Yeah, we got Ronaldo coming, but I think what you'll see is Ronaldo and Cavani playing together sometimes, and also, you know, them doing most of the swapping of that role as well. Like, you know, we've got Martial there at the moment. He's not going to play. Greenwood, you know, you saw him playing in a wide position yesterday as well. He can play in wide positions. He can play pretty much anywhere, and he's a young lad. But I still want to see him develop at number 9 and play at number 9 when possible. But definitely, you know, he obviously started at number 9, but he can go and play wide anywhere. So he's a great talent. So Cavani and Ronaldo, they could be featuring at the same time on the pitch. We talked about Cavani's role in the club, in other clubs, whether it's at PSG alongside Zlatan Ibrahimovic, or for Uruguay playing with Forlan and Suarez in a sort of secondary role. So he can definitely do that for us, guys, as well. So just because we've got Ronaldo doesn't mean that you're not going to see any games from Cavani. We could see them both play at the same time. You know, it would be unlikely, but I think we could see them both play at the same time. Hey, we've got more information on Daniel James. Thank you very much here, Mr. Rush Mano, for the update. So we have some information. Bielsa is definitely working strong on lead signing Daniel James right now, guys. That is looking like something that could happen. Let me just translate this, actually. Yes, Bielsa said that he didn't think that any more reinforcements has arrived, but Leeds have made arrangements for Daniel James. The winger was about to join, obviously, when he took charge in 2018, and they were waiting until the last minute to sign the contract. Yeah, as I said, he's gone to Leeds before to sign for them, and something broke down at the last minute. So he didn't end up signing for them. So Bielsa and Leeds definitely have a big interest in Daniel James. That's the signing that we're realistically saying is going to happen this season. We don't know. Obviously, a lot can break down just yet, but it seems like 1 or 2 clubs are interested in Dan James. Brighton are another one, and Leeds fighting it out for Daniel James's signature at the moment. So he could be sold to generate 20 mil. Jesse Lingard could be sold to West Ham or someone else as well to generate another 20 mil. There's the 40 mil. Go and get Basuma. It's not rocket science. Get in there. Hey, we're nearly at 200 likes on the stream, guys. If you're just joining us and you haven't hit the like button yet, please do leave the like. It's free to do so. It also helps us, give us a boost up there on YouTube, and helps us compete with some of the bigger corporation clickbait melt channels, etc. So do us a big favour and hit that thumbs up on the video. And also, if it's your first time here, smash the old subscriber rooski. Okay, so few things to discuss as well before I get back into the live chat. Sorry, guys, I just want to give everybody an update who's just joining us. Amad Diallo is no longer going on loan to Feyenoord. That's been confirmed. So Man United can confirm that Amad Diallo sustained a thigh muscle injury in training and is out for 6 weeks. He was set to join Feyenoord. We gave you that breaking news before anybody else yesterday on the channel from the words from the technical director at Feyenoord, who said that the deal is done because he's picked up an injury and it's best for him to recuperate at the club. So you might see him loaned there in January, I suppose, or later in the season. But realistically, he's going to be here for a while now as well. So after 6 weeks, it's bad for Diallo, this. It's a bad injury, you know, at 18, 19 years of age here. 6 weeks is a long time, really, of development. It's a shame. That's 6 weeks of football he could have been playing at Feyenoord. So that is a shame. But it does mean that he's here at the club. And with Daniel James potentially going out, with Jesse Lingard potentially going out, well, it just means that there's more likeliness that Amad Diallo might actually be utilised a little bit by Solskjaer this season if he stays. So there you go. He's staying, and he's staying at United to rehabilitate. 6 weeks he's out for, though. Hashtag get well soon, Ahmad, in the live chat, guys. Come on. Good young player, got bags of potential, £40 million signing. One day could be very, very good for us. Hopefully he makes a quick recovery. Still a possibility for Donny van der Beek to leave Manchester United before tomorrow's deadline as well via Fabrizio Romano. Brendan Rodgers has been scouting the market for a winger who can boost the Leicester City squad, and Daniel James is among the players considered. So there's some rumours earlier on that Brendan Rodgers and Leicester are also interested in James. But the biggest front runners at the moment are Leeds, and also Brighton understood have some interest. Leeds United are the front runners. This is via Samuel Luckhurst earlier on today. And Man United are supposedly open to selling Jesse Lingard before the Tuesday transfer deadline, but it's highly likely that we would be looking for £25 million for the guy. Okay then. Also, Ronaldo completed his medical. Oh yeah, we talked about that, didn't we? Yep. Maguire has tweeted and said 28 unbeaten away from home. We weren't at our best yesterday, but we dug deep and got the points. Thanks for your support. Get in there, slabbing to Maguire. Yeah, stop being so bloody bang average, though. Also, Fabrizio gave us an update on Daniel James. So there's the Cristiano Ronaldo news, but Fabrizio gave us an update on Daniel James, which I'm just going to pop back up there for anybody who's not seen it. And it reads as follows. So, in regards to Daniel James, let me just go back on here, actually. Oh, interesting. So, Atletico Madrid have signed somebody on loan there. That's quite interesting. No buy option included. Still convinced that Kieran Trippier will stay at the club. This is the plan as of now. Okay, well, that's quite interesting. So another update on Atletico Madrid's stance on Kieran Trippier as well. Let me just get this information up from you here for you here, guys. So Fabrizio Romano given us a couple of updates just shortly ago, and they read as follows. I'll just make that a bit bigger so you guys can see it actually, and put it there. Atletico Madrid talent Rodrigo Riquelme would join Miranda. Oh, no, sorry, I misread that. He's actually gone out of the club. That's interesting. So that's less likely for them to get rid of some of their players, I suppose, as well. Agreement signed a few minutes ago, no buy option included. Atleti are convinced that Kieran Trippier will stay at the club yet. This is the plan as of now. So, yeah, just to let you guys know, that's the update on Trippier. Any Arsenal fans watching? There's some Arsenal fans who are supposedly keen on bringing Trippier into the club. They're supposed to have an interest in him too. I think that'd be a really good signing for Arsenal. I do, yeah. I think he'd be a good signing for us as well, to bolster our options at right back and give us something different. His set pieces are really good. He can score your free kicks, put good corners in, dead ball specialist. And also he's just good going forward. He can pick out a pass. You know, he played a lot of times for Atletico Madrid last season in their title-winning campaign. So he's no monk. He's no monk. That would be a great signing for Arsenal. I don't think United are going to end up getting him now simply because of the money situation. We don't really have much money. And Diogo Dalot was considering going out. I know we were considering letting him go out to Dortmund, but we scuppered that because we need to save the pennies if a midfielder does become available. Dalot can deputise for Wan-Bissaka. We don't really need Kieran Trippier. So, yeah, that makes sense to me, guys. And also, as you can see, an update from 49 minutes ago, he says, excluding Leeds. Sorry, what does EXCL even mean? I don't know. Oh, exclusive. I see. Sorry, it's short for exclusive. I see. Leeds are in advanced talks. It's not really exclusive, but anyway. Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Daniel James from Manchester United on a permanent deal. We talked about this last night, family. Discussions ongoing to complete the agreement. Talks also on personal terms. So, so there you go. That is the situation with Daniel James. Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Dan James on a permanent deal. Get in there, my son. Time to go for Daniel James. Sorry to anybody who is offended by that, but it's time to go. He's had his time at the club and he's rubbish. 28 away games undefeated, says Kyron Kiru. Get in there. Okay, just a couple more little things. I think I'm definitely going to get in the live chat again, but I just want to make sure I've covered all the news. Oh, yes. And there's been interest in Dean Henderson ahead of the deadline, but he's due back in full training tomorrow. Preference is to fight for his place at Man United right now. That's what we understand. Dalot's staying. So Dean Henderson, there are some clubs that would be interested in maybe a loan move or something, but it seems like he wants to stay and fight for his place in the team as of now. And Dan James is looking likely to leave the club before the end of the window. Okay, yeah, that's basically all the latest news. We'll give you anything else as it breaks in a moment if anything comes in. Thank you very much for that as well, Mr. Rushmano. All the updates as always. Get in there. So, right, let me know your thoughts and opinions about anything in the live chat now, lads and lasses. Get your thoughts in. Who do you think we should sign before the end of the window? In fact, I might just make a cheeky little poll just to see where the fan base is at with... In fact, I'm not going to ask you who we're going to sign. Do we sign anyone else? Do we sign anyone else before the window closes? Yes or no? Simple as that. And we'll see what percentage. As I've said, I think it's a 60% likelihood that we do sign a midfielder. That's still a good chance that we do not sign anybody because there's lots of things that can, make these transfers difficult. It's all well and good saying, hey, Man United want to sign Bissouma from Brighton. But if Brighton don't want to play ball, if Brighton don't want to sell him, just literally hours before the window closes, where they might not even have time to be able to find a suitable replacement, well, they definitely won't have time to find a suitable replacement, then you're going to have to pay them. So we might say, oh, he's valued at 30, 40 million, whatever. But actually, they just might not want to sell him. They might not see that as good value at all. That could be the difference to them staying up and going down, which could be the difference to them keeping or losing 100 million a season. So to Brighton, it's they shouldn't try. They shouldn't sell him. If I was Potter at Brighton, I wouldn't want to sell him. A right last minute day of the window, it'd be a nightmare. Marco says we're not winning the league with Ollie. They call him Mystic Mark because he predicts these things. Fair enough. Well, How do you know? I mean, we could well do. They said that with about Fergie back in the day after many years of no win in the league. And then look what happened. The floodgates opened. So, but they definitely did used to say the same about Fergie when he first came here. Yeah, George Melas, he says, Pig, we need a midfielder. Fred gets bullied too much. How you doing? I'm great, mate. How are you doing, George? Long time viewer of the channel, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yes, mate, I'm doing very good for the news that Cristiano Ronaldo is coming to the club. And in regards to Fred, as you say, I mean, he's just not good enough. We definitely need to get somebody else. He does get bullied too much. He loses the ball too much. And his passing's not good enough, so he does cause us problems. A lot of the time you saw Wolves break against us. Few occasions yesterday because of Fred's really quite gash passing. Thank you very much for subscribing, Malone, by the way. Nice one, Malone. Thank you very much for getting in here and hitting that subscribe button. You're an absolute don. Thank you very much. And I've actually missed a bunch of other people that subscribed today as well. Thank you, Jed, for subscribing. Thank you, Next Rencho and Sly Dog as well. And Happy Days and Alt and Anki 80K and a whole bunch of others as well. Thank you very much for getting in here and hitting that subscribe. If you're new, hit the subscribe. BM29 says, under the current COVID situation, it's safer to keep both Dean and David De Gea this season. Wow, well, what a great comment. What a great comment, BM29. Dude, you're so spot on with that comment, mate. You are so spot on with that comment, because if De Gea gets COVID, he's out for, 10 days or something. Well, we've got Dean Henderson in there. We saw Dean Henderson have COVID the other day as well. Like, he's literally just recovered from COVID. That's a really great comment, BM29. I'm going to be honest. You're so right. You're so right. I mean, we did bring Tom Heaton in, but is Tom Heaton really... He's not that standard, is he? He's a good keeper. But he's not that standard. So that's a really good comment, BM29. You have to factor that in as well. Thank you, Craze Velocity, for subscribing. Hey, Haroli, I'm doing good today. How are you doing, bud? Hope you're doing well. Any news on Tottenham signing any players, mate? Diego Santos says, to be fair, keeping Harry Kane's like a monster signing for them, isn't it? Tottenham are doing great, eh? Tottenham are doing brilliant at the moment. What's going on with Tottenham? They've won the first few games this season. Nuno has definitely started well with them. He is a good coach, and you could see that what he's done at Wolves. We'll see how he goes on. You know what's going to happen though. You know what's going to happen there, guys. Spurs are the ultimate bottle job club. So they're not going to challenge for the title. They've only played 3 games. They've got maximum points. Fair enough. Congratulations. Give you the old one finger clap there. Congratulations. But Tottenham are going to bottle this up very, very quickly. Viva Ronaldo, says Ronaldo. Ked's in there. Viva Ronaldo. Hashtag Viva Ronaldo, baby. He's coming home. He's actually coming home, guys. Come on. Listen, I know we're just a little bit... We're waking up a little bit. I haven't been up long. I was up watching that shitty Jake Paul fight. Fucking hell, what a load of crap. Come on, Tyron Woodley. What are you doing, mate? I can have a pop at him, son. Oh, that was so frustrating. But anyway, I'm tired. I'm waking up. But let's not forget the excitement levels that we should be feeling right now. Let's get some hashtag hype for Ronaldo in the live chat, because this season's going to be fucking epic, guys. We got Cristiano Ronaldo, the prodigal son, returning. He's going to bang us 30 fucking Premier League goals this year, guys. And even if we do have Fred in midfield and a bunch of bloody shithouses in that midfield area, then guess what? We've got Ronaldo, the leader, the Don up top there, dragging us forward, getting the best out of his teammates, making them perform for him. Fucking making them perform. He won't accept anything less than perfection, this guy. So, in my opinion, he's going to drag this team forward even more so than what we could do now. Players like Bruno have dragged us forward since he's come into the club. Ronaldo's going to drag us forward even more to being a top side. It's only for a couple of seasons, but he's still damn good enough. We do need a midfielder, but hey, if Ronaldo comes in, he's going to make us a better outfit instantly. He's that good. He's that good in every single mentality, every single part of the game. His mentality is brilliant. His professionalism, his skill, his ability to score goals. 29 goals in Serie A last season in 33 games. The best ratio in the league. 5 more goals than Lukaku if fired into the title. He's fucking Don, mate. He's an absolute goal-scoring menace. Give him the ball in the box and he will get you goals. Come on. Let's get some goat emojis in there for Cristiano Ronaldo. Sorry, I'm just trying to get you pumped. Anyway, because that's how I'm feeling about it. I'm so happy with this summer. This is going to be an amazing season, guys. We've got Ronaldo. Oh, yeah, nice one, Blue Viper. He says City will dominate for the next decade. Yeah, I don't think so, Blue Viper. As soon as Pep Guardiola goes, you're going to be shite again, mate, I reckon. You never know. I mean, to be fair, this managers before Pep have won some things. They've won some things, but, Mancini obviously did. Pellegrini, they won the league, but They haven't won the Champions League still. And when Pep goes, he is a big manager. When there's a change in regime like that, they could just go and get another big main manager and slot in right away and still be the same size, still be the same. But there's always a bit of a transitional period when you lose a coach like Pep who's been there for a long time. So when Pep goes, there could be a drop-off of C. Thing is, they'll just throw £1 billion at the next manager as well. And they probably will still be upset. So it's going to be hard. I don't know. I don't think about dominating Blue Viper because there's other teams that are going to be up there challenging. But it's going to be hard to deny City being up there tussling for the title most seasons. While they've got these owners at the club. So fair enough. But Man United are going to smash you up. Rush Mono says 231 likes. Beautiful stuff. Jeffrey Mono, I can't wait to see the new energy brought in by CR7 in our team. Yeah, I can imagine the impact it will have. You look at that performance against Wolves. That was absolutely dreary. If you were Ronaldo watching that at home, you'd be bloody depressed about the chances of getting service in that team. But hey, it could all change very, very quickly. Of course, with Ronaldo coming in, he's going to be a focal point of the attack. It's going to be different. It's going to be different, slightly different style we're going to be playing there. It gives us more of an outlet, I suppose. But no, the fact is, if we play like we did against Wolves with Ronaldo in the team, it's not going to make that much difference, really. The midfield is such a problem area for us because we still got to get the ball to Ronaldo, and that's what we couldn't do. We couldn't get the ball forward really in the first half, especially yesterday. It was absolutely fucking awful. So that's a big problem for me. And then also, what's this? Matt Rush has just sent me something else. What's this, mate? We've got a new update. Daniel James would perform really well at Leeds. Bielsa wanted him for a long time and he would fit in perfectly with what they do. No new players coming in according to might not. Oh, right. Yes, so it does seem like there's a possible... Well, like we said earlier on, it doesn't seem like Manchester United are in for Neves at this moment in time, Camavinga or anybody really in terms of the midfield. But if we do get rid of a couple of players such as James and Lingard, there is a chance we could sign someone before the end of the window. I still think that that's true. But let's see what you guys think in the live chat. So I did put up a little poll at the top of the live chat here to say, do we sign anyone else before the window closes? We've had 241 votes on it right now, so do have a quick vote. 72% of the United fan base on here think that Man United do sign another player before the end of the window. That game against... The game against Wolves was actually the best possible game for us to highlight the problem area in midfield. If Solskjaer wants to make a case to our owners that we have to go and spend just another 30 or 40 million more and get a midfielder in, then that is the perfect game to make that case on the back of, because we were so shite in that area and Fred was so bang average, and we've only got Matic and McTominay who's out injured for a bit anyway. Like, there is a good case to be made for us bringing in a midfielder right now. It's all well and good signing Ronaldo, but that doesn't solve the problem areas. Ezio Oda Tour, you should aim for 16th place. Rushmonitor says, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rushy. Yeah, if you're new around here, hit the sub. Don't think so, Griffo Chaz. Probably not. It's too much going on, mate, really. I haven't got time. Talking Me says, Pig, we will sign a midfielder before the window shuts. Oh, that's a bold move, Tilquim. I hope you're right, mate. Come on, let's get in there. Smash a cheeky little Bruno Fernandes emoji in there, all the channel members, if you think we're getting one. I think Saul Niguez will go on loan, says Eduardo Camavinga. Hope you're right, dude. We heard some info a couple of days ago that Atletico would be open to an option to loan him out with an option to buy, perhaps. But I don't see that one happening at this moment in time. I'm going to be honest, because Chelsea, there was some reports to say that it had broken down with Chelsea, and I don't know. We'll see. Why would they want to get rid of him? He's super good for them. And they are the champions of La Liga. Like, they're the champions of La Liga. So they're no mugs. If they want to keep hold of their midfielder, surely Simeone will want to keep hold of him. And if that's what he wants, then they will. Okay, Steve-O, he says, why sign another midfielder when we have Donny sat waiting? Fair point, Steve-O. Well, in my opinion, it's because we do need maybe a more defensive-minded midfielder. Donny, I think, could be great in a midfield too, as the more creative player, as somebody that can create. And I would like to see him played at the base of a diamond or something, just to see, like, how he can do, like, as a deep line playmaker. And I think we'd probably do better. As I said, Fred loses the ball too much. And yeah, he's defensively good winning it back, but he gives it away and causes us problems. Donny wouldn't give it away so much, so there'd be less problems caused, and he'd create more for us. but he's probably not going to win it back as much for us as he's not as much as a defensive midfielder as Fred. So that's the differences between the two players. But he's still defensive. I've still seen him defend. He's not afraid of a tackle, Donny. So I think he could do it. And then you also look at his passing ability, the ability to create chances. That's what we need. We need somebody who can create, who's got the vision, who's got the ability on the ball. Fred hasn't got that. You know, one thing I'd even consider doing, we talked about this recently, Lindelof. Lindelof is gash in the air. His aerial battling in the Premier League is not up to the standard. He's not strong enough. He's not aerially good enough in the challenges, if you ask me. But he's a decent defender, and he's also fantastic on the ball. Like, he could just sit in front of the back line and pass it around. I don't know why we wouldn't try him out. He's better than fucking Fred. No, his passing, I mean. His passing is better than Fred. Lindelof's passing is excellent. The thing is, though, Fred does just run around so much and do a lot of, the dirty work for United, doesn't he? But anyway, I agree, though. I think why, there is Donny there. We haven't seen him. It's a good option. It's a good option. I would have liked to have seen it and tried it out and see how he can do in that deep line playmaker role for us. George Menas says deadline day signing coming in. I hope you're right. Well, looks like most of you think that that's going to be the case. 70% of you think we will sign somebody. Talk MU comments, Donny gives us strength in depth, but we must sign an out-and-out number 6. Surely anyone who understands the game can see that. 100% agree with you, yeah. Yeah, we just need like a Kante or a Makalele or something like that, to come in and really just cement that position, or, be like those sorts of players, I mean, like be like an N'Golo Kante for us. That's what we're missing. If we had N'Golo Kante, we'd probably walk the Premier League. I truly believe that, especially with Varane coming in now, who looked absolutely mint, I must say. I got a little statistic on, some statistics on Varane, actually, guys. So his performance yesterday was obviously a very impressive game, wasn't it? And just got his stats here, or I did have his stats until I think I've lost them. No, let me go and get it again. So we do have some stats on Varane's performance against Wolves, just quite interesting. So 88% pass accuracy on his debut here against Wolves, 88% pass accuracy, 74 total touches, 5 passes into the final third, 5 aerial battles contested, 3 clearances, 2 aerials won, 1 cross blocked, 1 assist, 0 times dribbled past, 0 goals conceded. Like, it was a dream start for Varane at the club. Like, he is the best signing of this summer by a mile for United, and we signed Ronaldo. I truly mean that. Like, for the centre-back position, like, he's going to come in and boss it for us and just be so comfortable and give us much more defensive guile there. But also, the ability to get things going as well. He did play a few forward passes yesterday, one of which led to the goal. I mean, Mason Greenwood still had the world to do, but it was technically a Varane pass that's been played out from the back that's got that attack going. So respect to Varane, he's definitely going to be somebody that's just a good all-round footballer, but it's going to make us defensively more sound. So that's a brilliant signing, and it's a bigger signing than Ronaldo, better signing than Ronaldo, because he's 28, he's in his prime, and it's actually an area of the team that we have a big problem in. Ronaldo's just a luxury signing, really. We got Cavani, Martial and Greenwood there. It's a luxury. Whereas Varane is a necessity. Varane's a necessity of a signing. You got to improve the centre-back positions. The Swedish meatball melt and the Slabby connection wasn't really working out too well. So we had to try and improve things and get somebody in that position. And as it turns out, that is about the best player we could have signed in his prime, World Cup winner, 4 Champions Leagues. The list goes on. The guy's just sheer quality. So really good signing, that one by United. That's the signing of the summer for me, even though Ronnie's come in and that is the big headline or whatever. That's got to be the biggest commercial signing, etc. Varane's the signing of the summer for me. Who's your favourite signing this summer, guys? Let me know in the live chat. Sancho, they're all great signings, to be fair. Sancho, Ronaldo, or Varane. Who's your favourite signing this summer by Manchester United? Just want to know. Mine is Varane. I think Varane gives us more to the team and actually will be a better team with Varane. Thank you for subscribing there to Payo Bay and Lokmane Hamad. CR7 says Ferdish Shah. BG Krishnan says Varane. Miz528 says Greenwood goal machine. Tipoya says clear your voice. What do you mean by that? Have a cough or something? I've just got a bit of a Sean Dyche voice at the moment. You know why? I've been doing a lot of videos last couple of days. I've been talking a lot. So I've turned into Sean Dyche again. I'm sorry to say, but that's just how it goes sometimes when you talk a lot. Literally been doing like 12-hour videos a day and stuff. So my voice is mashed. Anyway, Ronaldo, of course, as Beck says, 1989. Varane says Miz528. Greenwood says Sharifo. CC, I do have a bit of a gravel voice right now, yeah. Simon Carey, that's a hard one. All three are awesome signings. I like them all. They are great signings, to be fair, Simon Carey. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? Sancho's performance yesterday was disappointing, but don't read anything into that, guys. He's still literally got so much time to develop and get better at the club. Like, he's 21. And also, he's just not match fart. He's just not match fart. No, he's not match sharp or fit. Match fit. I got two words mixed up there, and it sounded like match fart. Anyway, Coda says, is the transfer market deadline day today or tomorrow? It's tomorrow, Coda, yeah. We'll be giving you all the latest. So tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to do like a couple of long transfer deadline day shows. So rather than do, individual stories like this, I think I'm just going to jump on and cover the whole day in big, like, chunks, like 4-hour chunks or something like that, 4 hours, go and have my lunch, come on for another 4 hours, do it like that and just cover all the deals of all the clubs, not just Manchester United. So I'm going to be on tomorrow for the whole of the deadline day, pretty much, lads and lasses. So do get involved if you're around for that tomorrow. Do us a favour and hit the subscribe if it's your first time here, and hit the bell so you get a notification when we post and go live. Thank you, Lockmain Ahmad, and also Fergie Matatendi for subscribing to the channel. Thank you, guys. I match farts, says Wormy Spoons. Peter Conley says, lucky it wasn't a match shart. No, that's Arsenal's forte, that is, mate. If you want to see a shart in a match, go and check out Arsenal's performances. Transfers with the pig, says Marco. Absolutely. Deadline day, green screen pig. What do I think of Oli Aniket, Das? I think he's a good coach for United. I don't think you can say that his CV is impressive before coming to United. He's not an experienced manager. But he's got that experience at Manchester United now, and he knows the club as a player. He knows, having played under the best manager of all time in Sir Alex Ferguson at United for many, many years. He's still in the top 10 assist makers in United's history. He's still in the top 10 goal scorers in United's history. You're talking about a club legend. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is amazing, and he's just such a nice human being. Only, yeah, he doesn't have didn't necessarily have the managerial acumen that you would think coming in, but he's proven himself to be, for United, better than any of the previous managers that we had in getting the club. He's signed the right sort of players. He hasn't signed bad eggs, in my opinion, that ruin the structure and put this club in jeopardy, or destroy the chemistry, all that kind of stuff like the previous managers did. He's signed very, very good, motivated professional players. He's also blooded youngsters, which is something United need to traditionally do. First season in charge, his first full season, we finished third. That was above expectations that season. Last season we finished second. That was above expectations that season. We finished above Liverpool and Chelsea, and only lost to City last season. That was above expectation. We did bottle the Europa League final on penalties. But look, if their keeper misses and David De Gea scores, it's literally that fine line between us winning it and losing it. So we got as close as you possibly can without actually winning it. Big shame. We should have beaten Villarreal in the final. This one game, though, that doesn't mean he's not suitable for the job. He still got us there. We just lost on pens. It was unfortunate. But hey, that was a bad do, right? That was a bad do. But overall, he's getting us back to where we should be. He's improving us. He's signing players. I mean, look at the signings that he's made this summer. He signed Varane for cheap money, one of the best centre-backs available, probably the best centre-back available to us in his prime. He signed Sancho, 21, will be one of the best players in the world in a few years' time. And he's also signed Cristiano Ronaldo, the most famous footballer in the world. I mean, that's just an unbelievable signing. And I think Solskjaer has some direct contribution to that. We talked about, Bruno and Fergie talking to Ronaldo and influencing him, and Rio and all these guys. Solskjaer knows Ronaldo, and Ronaldo knows Solskjaer. And Ronaldo wants to play for Solskjaer because he knows the man. He knows that Solskjaer's a nice man. He knows that he's building a good team, and that he's probably the right sort of coach he wants to play for. So if it's good enough for Ronaldo, it's good enough for me. Thank you for subscribing there, I Am Groot. Appreciate you. Finally doing a survey free, says Jonathan Gallagher. You what? Varane and Ronaldo were bargains, says Ben. Spot on. Hey, we're nearly at 300 likes, guys. Let's see if we can hit 300 likes on this stream before it ends. Do us a massive favour and twat that thumbs up button on the video if you haven't done so. Let's see if we can do it. Blessing Chikaware says, hey, Piggy, lots of love from Zimbabwe. Please sign Ruben Neves for United because they're reluctant to sign any defensive link man. Yeah, we're hoping that it happens before the end of the window, to be fair. We're hoping we sign somebody in that position. The CDM position is a problem for us. We definitely lack in. And we need to get some better players in. I totally agree with you. Fred is absolutely bloody gash. So it could happen, but it does depend on other players coming in. Can you get an update, says the special one? Okay. Here's the update and the special one. I'll just run through it very quickly, very quickly. There was a lot of updates. So Ronaldo completes his medical ahead of return to the former club. MEN report was completed Monday morning. Sky Sports report completed last night or yesterday. And he signed his contract. Fabrizio Romano giving us the update earlier on that he signed his deal until 2023. Visa process started. His salary could change depending on the many add-ons included in the contract with United. Also, another update, so that's basically the latest with Ronaldo. We don't have confirmation of his shirt number yet, though he is due to be registered, obviously, with the Premier League before the transfer deadline closes tomorrow. So, or as it closes tomorrow. So, we will find out about that very, very soon, what shirt number he's going to be wearing. We've discussed there's a possibility of him actually still getting the number 7 if the Premier League will make a special allowance to bring a player like CR7 into the league. They might actually still allow us to change it, but that remains to be seen. He could still be wearing a totally different number at United yet, so we'll find out about that tomorrow, most likely. Jesse Lingard is a target for West Ham. That is a case. Cavani's going to miss Uruguay's September internationals because of Uruguay being on the red list. So he's not travelling, which is good for us, which means that he doesn't have to quarantine for 10 days. So Edinson Cavani is missing Uruguay's September internationals. The Premier League basically said that any of the players that are going to represent their international teams who are in the red list, in terms of the countries on the red list, are not allowed to go in September, basically. Amad Diallo, Man United have confirmed that Amad has sustained a thigh muscle injury and is going to be out for 6 weeks. So the Feyenoord loan deal is scuppered. That's not happening, and he's going to be staying at United this season until he's fit again, and maybe he might be loaned out in Jan, or we'll see. Brendan Rodgers is supposed to have some sort of an interest in Leicester City signing Daniel James, but the biggest report is really, as you can see in the top right here, that let me just make that a little bit bigger, actually, guys, so you can see what it actually says. But as you can see, Leeds are in advanced talks to sign Daniel James for Manchester United on a permanent deal. Discussions ongoing to complete the agreement. Talks also on personal terms. Also, Diogo Dalot will stay 100% at Manchester United. Never been in doubt since Saturday's decision. And same for Amad Diallo after his injury. Both will stay at the club this summer. So there's the latest updates on some of the United players that we were thinking might go out of the club. And then what else, just to give you the last final updates. Jesse Lingard, yes, we're looking to sell him before Tuesday's deadline day. What else is there? Donny van der Beek could leave before deadline day if there was any strong offers for him, but it doesn't look like it at the moment, but we'll see. And there's been interest in Dean Henderson before the close of the window as well, apparently, as well. This is reported by Rob Dawson from ESPN. Says that there's been interest ahead of the deadline day for Dean Henderson, but his preference is to stay at United, and he is back in full training tomorrow. So that's the latest on Dean Henderson. There's still an outside chance maybe he could be loaned out for the season or something, but we'll see about that one. I mean, that's basically the news, guys. That's basically it. Ronaldo's signed. Ronaldo is a red. He's coming. It's just we're waiting official confirmation from the club that it's 100% done and dusted, but that's imminent. It's literally coming could be any moment now. And also the shirt number he's confirming, of course. We'll find out more about that as and when it comes. And then the other bits and bobs, links with players going out. So the 3 players that are being linked today going out anywhere. Jesse Lingard to West Ham, Dan James to Leeds / Brighton, possibly, but Leeds are leading the way there and looking to make it a permanent deal also. So that could happen. And then, as I said, there's just a mention about Dean Henderson, but I don't think that one's very likely. And that's basically it, guys. So that's basically the latest updates in regards to Manchester United and the current ins and outs and goings on. And we have smashed 300 likes as well. Get in there. Gung Shinioni, hello. He says swap for Ndidi. Yes, I'd swap anybody for Ndidi, to be fair. Ndidi's absolutely mint. That's exactly who we need. I'd swap, Donny and Fred for Ndidi. And swap both of them for him and give him some money as well, because Ndidi's exactly what we need. He is literally class. That's exactly what we need. Oh, it's such a shame. I hope that maybe next summer we could go for Wilfred Ndidi, or the summer after. Because he's still only young. He's still only 24 or 25, Wilfred Ndidi. So he's got plenty of quality still to improve, still to offer. When Ronaldo signed, well, he basically, well, what do you mean? When Ronaldo signed? What do you mean? When Ronaldo signed? When will he sign or when did he sign? What do you mean? He signed. He's already signed. He's already signed. Indeedy, says Marco. Indeedy will be expensive, absolutely, Jonathan Gallagher. You're talking about £90 million for this player. Leicester City don't have to sell him. Leicester City are an ambitious football club who invest in their team as well, and they don't want to sell their best players every single window. You know how long it took us to get Slabby Maguire from them? That was like a drawn-out saga as well, 6 months to a year of negotiations, and then in the end, we had to pay £80 million for the guy. £80 million! For Slabby Maguire. So they definitely got a good deal on that one. And they're not the sort of club that are going to let their star player, one of their star players, Wilfred Ndidi, go for anything less than a huge amount of money. Because they need to spend that money to reinvest to make them better. That's their thoughts. They're actually an ambitious club. So they don't want to lose a great player for anything less than what would be an extortionate amount of money, to the point where it's just like, yeah, let's sell him because it's just too good an offer to turn down. Such as Harry Maguire with the 80 million quid. How can we buy Kante or Kimmich, says Warlord. We can't, unfortunately. We can't. How expensive you reckon, says Mark O? Who's that we're talking about? Sorry, in regards to who? Leicester sold Kante for £35, says the special one. 35 million, I'm guessing. Varane class, Piggy. That's a good point, but I guess Leicester was slightly different. It's a good point. But Leicester's slightly different situation at the time, really, I would say. Legit fly him into the ground to announce him to the fans. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Offer Daniel San, Jesse, and No Bones for 40 million for Ndidi. That's a good idea, Gungshi. Just get rid of all three of them. But wouldn't you have to offer like 100 million if you were going to do that? So you could offer 90 million to get Ndidi. But if you want to include Phil Jones, then you have to offer 100 million. That's the problem. That's the problem with that one, Gungshi. You actually have to increase your transfer offer if you're going to offer Phil Jones. Yes, exactly, Vutinator. Oh, no, he says Monday night transfer window closes. I thought it was tomorrow, no? Hang on a second. Maybe wait. Let me just double check this. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow, right? Transfer window closes. Or maybe it is tonight. No, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow. It's 11 p.m. tomorrow night. August 31st. Yeah. 11 p.m. tomorrow night, August 31st. So we literally have until 11 p.m. to register another midfielder or sign another player before the 11 p.m. deadline. So I'm just going to tell you this at the moment. Actually, I'm just going to go through this very quickly. Arsenal have signed, this is just a quick ins and outs. Arsenal have signed Nuno Tavares from Benfica, Albert Sambi Lokonga, Ben White and Martin Odegaard and Aaron Ramsdale. Fuck me. What? They paid, I didn't know that. They spent £30 million on Aaron Ramsdale from Bournemouth. What? And £50 million from Ben White for Brighton. I knew that, but £30 million from Ramsdale. I didn't know that. What?
Get in there, my son.
Are you taking the piss? Anyway, sorry. that just surprised me there a little bit there. That's pretty unbelievable. Aston Villa have brought in Leon Bailey. That's a great signing. Emi Buendia. That's a brilliant signing. Ashley Young on a free. Danny Ings. That's a good signing. Axel Twanzebe online. Aston Villa doing some fantastic bits in this transfer window already, of course. They did sell Grealish, though, but still. Other notable windows. Nothing that notable. Chelsea, obviously, Romelu Lukaku, Bettinelli from Fulham. That's all they've really done. They got rid of a lot of players as well. They've done a lot of good business getting players out the door. And then you look at Everton, they brought in Andros Townsend, Begovic, Damari Gray, just some cheap players like backup options replacing their players that they sold. Leicester brought in Patson Daka, Boubakary Soumare, and Ryan Bertrand and Vestergaard, some decent acquisitions meaning business by Leicester. Leeds haven't only brought in Jack Harrison and Junior Firpo so far, so they're looking to bring in Daniel James as well from United for 20 million before the end of the window. Ibrahimovic Konate, of course, signed for Liverpool. That's the only player that they signed, and they got rid of Wijnaldum, Shaqiri, and a couple of other youngsters and stuff. So Liverpool, not a great window for Liverpool, I would say. Maybe they didn't need to get that many. Man City have brought in Jack Grealish and Scott Carson. This window lost out on Aguero, though, so they need to address that position before the end of the window as well. United, Key ins, Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane and Tom Heaton. Out so far, Axel Tuanzebe and Brandon Williams both on loan. That's not good enough, is it? That's not good enough for United's window. The key outs. We need to get more players out. I mean, that's the key outs. Obviously, there are other youngsters like Laird and, William, some other youngsters, Garner and stuff that are out on loan. But those are the key outs. That's not really good enough. We need to get more players out. Newcastle are having a stinker. They haven't bloody signed it. Well, they signed Joe Willock, actually, from Arsenal for 20 million, but they're just going to be absolutely shite, aren't they? Norwich have done lots of business. The most notable may be Milo Rashica from Werder Bremen, which is a good one. And Lise Malou from Nice as well. Is a decent signing. Billy Gilmore, Chelsea on loan. Sorry, I'm probably boring you now, but I just wanted to give you a rundown of the windows real quick. Southampton's brought in Theo Walcott, Livramento. Tottenham have brought in Christian Romero from Atalanta. That's a big signing, but that's, other than that, a bit shit, to be honest with you. That's basically West Ham, of course. They brought in Kurt Zouma and Alphonse Areola and Craig Dawson from Watford. Wolves have brought in Jose Sarr, the goalkeeper, Mosquera, and they've got rid of Rui Patricio this summer. We know that. So that's basically the situation as it is, guys. I mean, if you look at Manchester United's window, it stacks up favourably with any of those transfer winners we've talked about there. Arsenal have spent a lot of money. They've spent more money than us on worse players. They've had a nightmare. Chelsea have spent huge amounts on Romelu Lukaku, and we've got Cristiano Ronaldo for chump change, who scored 5 more goals than Lukaku did in Serie A last season. So, that's a fucking amazing bit of business as well, even compared to like Chelsea, who've got a lot of outs and did get a big signing this summer. We've done amazing, guys. I just want to say we've done amazing in this window so far. Hopefully we sign another midfielder very, very soon. It could happen throughout the day. It could happen tomorrow. We need to sign somebody in that CDM position, definitely. There could be a player going out today, could be Daniel James, and we could even see a player going out tomorrow, could be Jesse Lingard. So what I will say to you, legends, is keep a lookout later on the channel for any new breaking news. Do hit the thumbs up button before you go today, and make sure you click the little bell icon after you've subscribed so you get a little notification when we post. If you click the little bell, that way you should get notified when we post and go live, so you can get all the latest breaking news as and when it happens as well. So yeah. Okay, right. I'll just pop that there for a moment. BM29 says, biggest human, no more signings. Thoughts on McTominay playing as a lone CDM? I don't like it, to be fair. I don't like it. I think he's okay. I think if you look at what he did for Scotland in the Euros, he even played centre-back a bunch for them. He can defend, but if it's not his natural position, I think he's better box-to-box. I think he's actually good going forward. He got 7 league goals for United last season. I think because he's rangy and tall and he can get, he gets himself in the box, and I think he's more of a box-to-box player. I don't think he's world-class or anything, but I think he's a box-to-box player. As a CDM, I mean, I suppose it's worth trying. If it's worth Scotland trying him at centre-back, it's definitely worth Man United trying him at CDM. So, fair enough. Yeah, Rushmana says there'll be more news tonight. Don't miss it. Absolutely. Plenty of stuff going on. In fact, not just with our club, but I'm sure there'll be some big news with some signings for other clubs in this, like Leeds signing Daniel James. There'll be some big news to do with us, I think, tonight. And tomorrow, maybe we might be bringing in a centre mid or something. But it's, like I say, 60% chance for me at the moment. In fact, I'm going to end that poll there. You can see 563 votes. Wow, that's a shitload of people voted on that poll there. Have a quick vote before I end it, actually, if you want. The question was, do we sign anyone else before the window closes? 74% of the fan base here say yes. 26% say no. So that's pretty awesome, guys. That's pretty damn awesome, isn't it? You are all feeling very optimistic that we will do the business this summer. Just a short few months ago, we wouldn't have had that mentality at all. We would have thought, they're not going to sign anybody. As it is, they've signed Varane and Ronaldo and Sancho, and they still could be in the market for a midfielder. Yeah, I mean, true CFC, but we beat them, mate. That's the sign of a good team. Good team. They did batter us, though, for a bit of the game. But you know what? We won. We won. That's football, mate. What is Fred's actual position? He can't even pass. His actual position is jack of all trades. That's what it is. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's his actual position.
Get in there, my son.
Thank you for subscribing, Amar Slimini. Appreciate you, Amar Slimy. Thank you very much for getting in here. Lockman Harmer says, do you think we're now entitled to dream of winning the Champions League? Yeah, absolutely. Why the hell not? United should be challenging for the Champions League. If we get a midfielder, we can challenge on all fronts. That's my thoughts and opinion. Simon says McTominay over time can be like Sal and what Roy Keane was for us. That's why I think we will loan Sal. Well, fair play, Simon. I would like to see us at least try. Like I said, there's a few other players we could experiment with in that midfield position who I think would be better than Fred. You've just said, somebody said McTominay. Also, you know, Donny van der Beek could be utilised there as a deep-lying playmaker. What about Lindelof? I know Lindelof's a great passer, but he's not a great defender in the air and things like that. But if you take that necessity away from him, or that responsibility away from him, then he could be actually a really decent player in that position, I think. Call me crazy, but I think Lindelof would be a decent CDM. Anyway, what do you think of the research? Just because he would be able to spray it around, he's a good passer. Right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up there then. But thank you so much to everybody that's tuned in. Smash the like on it before you go. Follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Also, check out the website UnitedFlyingHigh.com for all your latest news and daily updates to do with Manchester United. Make sure you're following that over the close of the transfer window also. And we got 330 likes. That's brilliant, Rushman. Thank you everyone who's tuned in and left a like and got involved. Great community spirit here, guys. If you're new to it, you know, get involved. Everybody's welcome to add their say. We try to read out as many comments as possible. Obviously, there are a lot of comments coming in, so sorry if I missed any of you legends. But thank you for getting in. And if I did miss you, come back in a minute after this video's ended and comment in the not live comments, and we'll keep the debate going there, my friends. Legends. Okay, so get in there. Ronaldo signs for Manchester United. Medical complete and everything. He is going to be a Red and probably be playing for the Newcastle game after the international break. We'll find out what his shirt number will be tomorrow, of course, as well, for registration of the Premier League. So we'll keep you up to date with that. Tomorrow, as I say, we'll be doing a full-on transfer deadline day special. And tonight we'll also be back with all the latest Man United news as well. And if there's any breaking news, if we find out, you know, Daniel James is going to Leeds or anything like that, then we'll get on, we'll jump straight on and give you the update. Thank you, Simon Cowie, Sam Gaming, Rushmano, Jonathan Gallagher, Kyan, Wiggy, Ben, Berber, CFC Wolf, Wiggy, the Vutilator, and every single one of you legends in here. Thank you very much for watching. That's going to be the end of the stream. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, and come on, United! And the special one.